Hi, and welcome to the Physical Activity and Fundamental Movement Skills video for Early Childhood Education and Care Service educators. This video is a recording of a webinar that was delivered by the Good for Kids team via Zoom and is made available for ongoing professional development for educators. The Physical Activity and Fundamental Movement Skills video is broken into three parts. Part 1 consists of background information, warm-up and stability skills. Part 2 involves watching the Fun Moves videos. These are available from the Healthy Kids website via the link on the screen, www.healthykids.nsw.gov.au/munch-move-fun-moves-videos. And part 3 consists of a group game, cool down, resources and wrap up. This video is part 1. It's recommended that you watch these three parts in order and in full to get the full benefit of the content that was presented in the Physical Activity and Fundamental Movement Skills webinar.
So, to start us off, I'd first like to do an acknowledgement of country. So, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we're meeting on today and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging.
Hi everyone, my name is Luke. I'll be presenting with Ash tonight and just wanted to give you a quick run through of the session. So you can see up on your screen a bit of a timetable for the night. I'll talk through that in a second. In terms of interaction, we've tried to make the webinar tonight engaging and interactive, and we've got a few different activities and opportunities to get active throughout the evening as well. We encourage you to get involved with these activities as best you can, but please do that in a safe way. So make sure that you can participate in activities in a safe manner, give consideration to both your physical capabilities as well as your surroundings, particularly if you're in a location with limited space or you have other people in close proximity. And please feel free to have a stretch at any point through the night if you need. So just going to our timetable up on the slide there, just gives a bit of a rough structure for the night. We're going to just talk through a bit of background information around physical activity and the fundamental movement skills to get started. Then we're going to get active throughout a lot of the rest of the night. So we'll do a bit of a warm-up together, we'll practice some of our fundamental movement skills, we'll do a bit of a group game activity and a cool down. Then we'll come back and discuss some of the resources and support that's available through the Munch and Move program before we wrap up and close the webinar at about 7 o'clock. So we're aware that a lot of you have probably just finished a big day of work, and so you're likely feeling quite tired, and we're aiming to strictly keep to that 7 p.m. Finish time. And just finally, we'll have some handouts available for you, so there'll be a link to those in the chat box, and the handouts will include all the information that we talk about tonight, including the different activities that we'll be doing. So the handouts will be particularly useful for sharing the webinar content with your colleagues, particularly if you're doing that through your next staff meeting, for example. There's lots of other resources and links that we'll refer to throughout the night, and all those links are included within your handouts as well. Okay,
so I'd like to just introduce ourselves and who we are and what we do here at Good for Kids. So I'm Ashley and Luke is also presenting as well. We're both health promotion officers from Good for Kids, Good for Life. So I'm based in the Newcastle office and Luke's based in Tamworth. And our role here is to support early childhood education and care services to run the Munch and Move program, which we'll also talk about in a little bit of time.
Okay, so we referred to the Munch and Move program a couple of times already, so I just wanted to give a little bit of background information about that. And a lot of you might be quite familiar with Munch and Move already, but just in case you're not, the Munch and Move program is a New South Wales health initiative that supports the healthy development of children from birth to 5 years by promoting physical activity, healthy eating and reduced small screen time. Munch and Move has been running since 2008 and offers training, resources and support to early childhood education and care services. Now there's 6 key messages as part of the Munch and Move program, and the focus of the webinar tonight is the key message, get active each day, which is highlighted down the bottom.
So getting into the physical activity side of things. So the Australian Government Department of Health has developed physical activity recommendations for all Australians to guide us on how much physical activity we should be participating in. So for early childhood, these recommendations are called the Australian 24-hour movement guidelines. So we've got a brochure up there on the screen. You might have seen these around in your service. So these guidelines cover physical activity, sedentary behaviour and sleep for children birth to 5 years. So there's slightly different recommendations for infants, toddlers and preschoolers. So I'll go through those now. So on your screen, we've got infants. So the guidelines are that physical activity, particularly supervised interactive floor-based play in a safe environment, should be encouraged from birth. For those not yet mobile, 30 minutes of tummy time, including reaching, grasping, pushing, pulling and crawling spread throughout the day is encouraged. We then come to our toddlers. So for toddlers, aiming for 180 minutes a day, doing a variety of physical activities, including energetic play such as running, jumping and twirling, spread throughout the day. Then our preschoolers, also aiming for 180 minutes a day, using a variety of physical activities, but 60 minutes of this should be energetic play. So energetic running, jumping, kicking, throwing, spread all throughout the day.
So just going to touch on some of the connections between the National Quality Framework and physical activity. So in the early years learning framework, learning outcome 3 is that children have a strong sense of well-being. And within this learning outcome is that children take increasing responsibility for their own health and physical well-being. In the National Quality Standard, Quality Area 2 is all about children's health and safety. Standard 2.1 outlines that each child's health and physical activity is supported and promoted, and element 2.1.3 says that healthy eating and physical activity are promoted and appropriate for each child. The next few slides will outline some of the key guidance within these documents related to physical activity. So just to touch on some of the key points from the EYLF, children take increasing responsibility for their own health and physical well-being, and this is evident when children engage in increasingly complex sensory motor skills and movement patterns, when children combine gross and fine motor movement and balance, and that might be in activities such as dance, creative movement and drama. And educators can promote this learning when they plan for and participate in energetic physical activity with children, and through providing a wide range of tools and materials to resource children's fine and gross motor skills. Within the NQS, assessors might observe educators implementing physical games and activities as part of the program and encouraging children to participate, encouraging and supporting children to participate in new or unfamiliar physical activities, educators becoming involved and demonstrating enjoyment in physical activity. Assessors might also observe children having frequent opportunities to engage in active play, and indoor and outdoor areas being organised in ways to promote safe physical play and activity for children of all different age groups and capabilities. Furthermore, assessors might discuss how the service maintains that balance between spontaneous and planned physical activity, how the service manages risk, how the service considers children's voices in planning physical activities, including opportunities for physical play that support the abilities, diversity and backgrounds of each child attending the service. And that can particularly connect to physical activity and games for Aboriginal and culturally diverse children. Assessors might also cite how the planned program incorporates physical activity that meets each child's capabilities and extends their development, and also that evidence evidence of that information about the importance of physical activity for children's health is communicated to families. And just wanted to touch on this developmental milestones and the EYLF and NQS document. So again, some of you might have seen this, but it's a really great resource which breaks down the developmental milestones by age groups and links to those relevant areas of the EYLF and NQS. It outlines physical, social, emotional and cognitive development, and in particular for the physical developmental milestones, there's a lot of connections to physical activity and the fundamental movement skills. Okay, so fundamental movement skills. So
We will refer to these as either fundamental movement skills or FMS from this point on, but basically they're the building blocks of movement. So they're a specific set of gross motor movements that involve different body parts, such as the feet, legs, trunk, hands and arms, and head as well. And these are essential for children's participation in sport and activity throughout life. So there's 3 different categories of FMS. So first we have our stability skills, then we have locomotor skills, and followed by manipulative skills. Okay, so stability skills. These are the movements where the body remains in place but moves around on its horizontal or vertical axis. So these include static balance, or balancing in one place, dynamic balance, so balancing while moving, stretch, twist and bend. We then have our locomotor skills. So these include running, jumping, skipping, hopping, leaping, galloping and side sliding, and they all involve moving the body from one location to another. Then our manipulative skills. So stationary dribbling, kicking, overarm throwing, underarm throwing, catching, striking a stationary ball. So these all involve giving and receiving force to or from an object. So all of these examples here involve a ball.
So this move session plan that's up on the screen at the moment just outlines a way that you might like to structure some intentional physical activity and fundamental movement skill experiences within your service. It's just a suggested planning tool. You might have another planning tool that you use in your service already. And if you do use this one, there's still plenty of scope to be guided by children's interest areas and to adapt this as you see the need. But what we're going to do tonight is follow this template along for the activities that we'll be doing as part of our webinar. So the move session plan starts with a warm-up. You can see that up the top. We then move into practicing our fundamental movement skills, followed by a group game, which puts those skills into practice, and then a cool down. We've got a link to this session plan in the chat box as well if you would like to use it, feel free. But basically, this is how we're going to structure our webinar tonight following this move session plan. So for our warm-up, we'll be doing an action song. And so we're going to use the Munch and Move CD. There's a song called the warm-up song for that. We'll also do a couple of stretches. We'll do the good morning stretch and windmills, and those activities are taken from the Munch and Move manual. In the practice FMS section, we'll briefly practice all of the fundamental movement skills. So you might choose to only practice 1 or 2 if you're using this move session plan with children at your service. But tonight we're going to give them all a go and just make sure that we know and understand how to do those skills. After practicing our FMS, we'll move into a group game. So given that we're doing this session tonight online, it's going to be quite difficult for us to participate in a group game like we normally would in a face-to-face format. So instead, we'll be creating a game, incorporating some fundamental skills. We then move into the cool down. And so this includes another action song. We'll use another Munch and Move song from the CD. A relaxation activity called cat curl and cow call. And then finally, a transition activity called Move Like a Blank.
Okay, so let's get into it. First up, we have a warm-up song, which Luke mentioned is from the Munch and Move music CD and YouTube playlist. So the actions are actually in the song itself. So we'll start playing, and as you listen to the lyrics, you can follow along. So just reinforcing again, just to make sure that while you're participating, just do what you can in the space that you've got available. Okay, let's see if this can play.
Twist your body from side to side. Twist, twist, twist. Stretch your arms out really wide. Spin around on the spot. Wow. Now hop. And stop. Roll your wrists in front of you.
Roll, roll, roll.
Bend your knees, that's what we'll do. Roll your shoulders round and round.
Roll, roll, roll.
Stamp your feet on the ground. Be a star jump in and out. Shake your body all about.
Shake, shake, shake.
Run on the spot. Here we go. Faster, 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 faster. Now slow. Twist your body from side to side.
Twist, twist, twist.
Stretch your arms out really wide. Spin around on the spot.
Wow.
Now hop. And stop.
Great work, everyone. Hope everyone's feeling a little bit warmer from that. Next up, we're going to do some stretches. So here we go. First, we've got our good morning stretch. So do this however you feel comfortable in the spot that you've got. But you can ask the children to lie down on their back or stand for this one. So we're just going to stay and pretend that we're waking up. So we're going to stretch out nice and wide, everyone joining in. So stretch as wide as possible. So we're saying this is like sunshine, and then stretch up nice and tall as possible, like a tall, tall tree. So this is a really good stretch just to start us off. Then we'll do some windmills. So everyone arms out to the side, and then we're going to slowly rotate our arms in small circles first. So forwards, and then let's go backwards. Good. Now make the circles bigger. Very good. Now forwards again, but big. Okay. Very good. Good. We can stop. A bit of a jiggle. Okay. So now we're going to practice some stability skills. So these stability skills, as mentioned before, they're including static balance, dynamic balance, stretch, twist, and bend. So yoga is actually a really great way to practice a lot of those skills. So the Cosmic Kids Yoga resource, which some of you may be familiar with, has been developed specifically for really young children. And we'll use one of these videos to practice our stability skills and yoga today. So we're going to follow along with this one, which is called Magic Carpet Ride. So we're going to do this with you again. So I hope everyone enjoys. Okay. There we go.
Today we're going to take a ride on a magic carpet so that we arrive at the next thing we're doing with a clear head. Our carpet is waiting for us, but it's hovering quite high up, so we reach up in flamingo pose to get it. Take one arm all the way up and bring your opposite foot up into your hand, seeing if you can bring your heel to your bottom. Ooh, try not to wobble. Now, we can't quite get it on that side, so let's try with the other side. Lowering your foot back down and your arm down. Reach your other arm up, and now see if you can catch hold of your other foot. Ooh, try not to wobble. Yes, no, we still can't get it. So we put that foot down, and we reach both hands up. Now, let's see if we can come high up onto our tippy-tip toes. Oh, yeah, that's got it. We've got it. Now we slowly lower our heels back down and bend our knees as we press the magic carpet all the way down to the ground, coming into a little squat position. That's better. Now take your knees outside of your arms and sit back on your bottom and spread your legs nice and wide so we've got that magic carpet held in place. Oh, it's starting to take off. We take our arms out to the side to help ourselves balance. Now we're going to steer this carpet. We take our arm down to one side and then we stretch our other arm up and over our ear, maybe resting on our elbow. Ooh, we're going right round the corner now. Let's go round the other corner. So we come back into the middle, arms wide, and then we stretch down onto the other side, placing our hand down, our elbow down, and then lifting our top arm up and over our ear. Wow, this is so cool. We're really enjoying this little ride. We come back to the centre. I think we should try and go a bit faster, don't you? Take your arms behind you and then keep your chest nice and open as you slowly fold forwards. Maybe bringing your hands now in front of you, but keeping your chest open, your shoulders back. Maybe you come down onto your elbows. Maybe you take your chest all the way down to the ground. Wherever you are, pause here and breathe. Going so fast. We walk our hands back and we're starting to get up into the clouds. We take our arms wide and we start to steer ourselves around and around, weaving in and out of the clouds. And we go the other way as well. Way! This is so much fun. We're coming high up into the sky, where the air is so clear and fresh. And slowly we come to stop as our magic carpet floats so easily. We lie ourselves all the way back on it, enjoying this lovely, peaceful feeling of being carried in the fresh air. Our minds feel super clear. Our body feels calm, and we feel ready for anything. We slowly come back up to sit and cross our legs, bringing our hands onto our knees. Our magic carpet has landed, and so have we. Have a brilliant day, everyone.
Great work, everyone.
Okay, so for the locomotor and manipulative skills, we're going to watch a video resource that's part of the Munch and Move program. So there's a short video showing each of the locomotor and manipulative fundamental movement skills. And after each video, we'll take about 20 or 30 seconds to practice each skill. So the videos that we'll watch show the various components of each of the FMS, and they note some of the common errors that you might see in children of early childhood years, and also some verbal cues and corrections that you as educators might use to help children in developing those skills. There are also videos of games incorporating each of the fundamental movement skills as part of this resource. You might have the hard copy DVD version in your service, and they're also all on YouTube as well. The FMS game videos demonstrate how the skills could be applied in an activity for children at your service. So you might like to have a look at these game videos at a later time. We're going to practice our fundamental movement skills now. So as I said, we'll watch each of the short videos, and after each video, we'll take about 20 to 30 seconds to practice the skill. So again, please make sure that you do that in a safe way in your environment, wherever you might be.